a little bit. They feel that the third game got away from them. Maybe they didn't finish the game as well as they would have wanted to. But already, like, if you look at the bans that those teams used against each other in that series, for Liquid pretty consistently, it was the Venge and the Riki. The Venge one position is something we haven't really seen in this tournament, but was very popular in that previous meta, and so not that direction this time. And then it was the Wisp Lycan that I believe IG banned every game against Liquid in that series too. So we're already starting to see some of the adaptations to this meta that the teams have.
Wow. So we called the opening bans. Little props to Lyrical on that one, as the Keeper of the Light is taken out by IG. And, of course, Liquid, they don't want to deal with that XXX madness. 28-7, I believe, in his pro career on that hero, the highest win percentage of any player with 20-plus pro appearances on MAG. So eat your heart out, S4. There's a new king in town. And Jakiro, one of the two most picked heroes of this tournament, along with the Sand King. Liquid doesn't want any of that. And they are going to go ahead and pick up the Darkseer, as well as, here's your CIS Gambit, the Darkseer StarLadder Open.
I want to say a few things about Jakiro. I'm surprised he was not picked in the previous patch as well, because sieging tier 3 towers was so hard. All you had to do is actually just ban out Treant if you want to play with a Jakiro and just slow siege. Before, in the previous patch, even if you had like 30,000 gold lead, you couldn't finish the game. With the Jakiro, it could have been easier. The hero has been buffed throughout recent patches, pretty much every single patch, and I was surprised the hero was not picked before. Right now he receives some of the cast range buff on dual breath, but the hero has been same for quite some time.
It's the meta, right? Like the trying to find something where he's actually able to stay relevant, and taking down towers gives you an advantage now because you can actually end the game. But yeah, the Darkseer and the StarLadder here, it's that same type of thing where you can go aggressive dual lane now if you want with this, put the pressure onto IG, and keep Bobica home. He's not going to be able to roam as freely unless they pick a really strong laning hero for burning here, which might be what they try and do. Maybe a
Jug does well against Darkseer, doesn't feel threatened about the combo.
This could be the CM that they go for. The Kunkka CM was a really strong combination for finding kills around the map, and then you just pick other strong laning heroes to go with it.
Something to look out for in the big picture from this draft for Liquid is there have been a couple games where they've drafted. So I thought the key hero for the series might be something like a Lone Druid, where it's a hero where if you're expecting a lot of roaming and movement, it's harder to kill and to gank. And Liquid, as part of that, if you're talking about drafting strong laners that are, say, more resilient against ganks, against this kind of roaming pressure versus a strong static lane, then that can counter some of the roaming, get you off to a good start, and allow you to take objectives. Lone Druid, I thought, was especially interesting with some of the changes recently to Rabid. Kind of a buff in a sense, in that you get it more frequently and the attack speed increase. And then we used to see that run as a ranged Lone Druid. That Liquid won the last StarLadder, basically being Matumba Man being one of the pioneers, one of the great players on this hero in that ranged form. And so Lone Druid, they used successfully on the first day. It could still be a hero that now that in melee form is tankier, is that much harder to bring down and still keys pushes. And that's something that is also a difficult hero for people to rotate on and gank. So I think that's a key point for Liquid if they see an opening to take that.
Yeah, Liquid really pioneered that concept last year. They call it dead lanes, where they pick a core hero that is just really, really hard to gank, really, really hard, like an anti-mage as well. It's a cost-benefit thing. The enemy team just has to invest a lot of resources in order to gank that hero, and if they do that, you're getting space other places on the map. So there you go. IG are going to go ahead and take out the Lone Druid. Worth talking about the Sven as well. This is a hero that has just shot up since the patch. When you talk about it, has the highest win rate in Dota 2 pub play since the patch hit. He gets an extra 320 hit points at level 6. It's almost like Sven got an extra item with the new strength bonus coming from his ult. He's that much tankier early on in the game.
Well, and they do take out the Lycan again, so wanting to still shut down those heroes that Tomaman's comfortable on. And I don't know, at this point, it definitely still feels like they can go a lot of directions with their draft. I feel like taking a safe lane here that can make use of that Ion Shell and getting up close.
Yep. I think when you play against Liquid, you're always thinking about vision. The StarLadder pick, of course, gives you an inherent vision generating mechanism with the corrosive haze, but I mean, I go back all the time. The biggest play of the Manila Major was Matumbo and Slark providing vision for that gigantic mind control ravage in the Radiant jungle. They're going to go Dazzle again, a lane dominating hero, the threat of the shove to make you last hit under that safe lane tower, or a decent hero if they end up having to face something like an Ogre in a dual mid situation.
We seen them draft this combination. I believe this was the same open that they used in the final game against IG and Kiev. And the Dazzle, there's usually some source of sustain, kind of. If you want to like transition from those early team fights and get some kind of push going, there's usually some kind of sustain in the lineup that assists with that, and Dazzle provides that.
Here we go. That Leshrac Alliance ran that hero in the opening day of play, got a tremendous amount of value out of him at the 4 position. Now, the concern that you get, Leshrac can be moved over to the mid if he gets the right matchup, so don't discount that. Most likely a 4, though, and you're now looking at a situation where Kunkka and Leshrac, they're both supports that need that setup. They have stuns, but you're really relying on the Stormhammer out of the Sven as a setup for either of those two.
That is a hell of a lot of disable, though. I mean, you take a look at it, 2-second stun from Sven, another 2-second stun from Leshrac, and then you follow up with the Torrent. Like, mind control could be in a lot of trouble in this lane. Any of them could be in a lot of trouble in that lane if they go there. And now Terrorblade, I like the pick. It is a hero that's going to maybe need a little bit more help in lane, depending. I mean, I wonder if even IG think about going aggressive against it.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. With these 3 heroes, that's pretty much 3 stun against Terrorblade, Dazzle, and StarLadder. They have so much more advantage with it.
Wow, and you want to talk about AoE disable? Oh my goodness, this IG lineup, all 4 heroes with incredibly strong AoE disable. This Enigma, I think, is going to have a very strong early game presence. It's just so hard to shut down this hero's farm.
But with Enigma being picked right now, I don't think they will go aggressive tri-lane. Enigma paired against the Darkseer doesn't do that good. Okay, Eidolons have magic resistance, but I don't think it's enough. Maybe you can use the sacrifice on that creep.
Yeah,
I think both heroes get their farm in that matchup, which is, I think IG is actually okay with the Enigma breaking even against the Darkseer, given all the other setup that they're going to have for those mid-game engagements.
And I think right now, if you're Liquid, it's scary because you leave like the Lina in the pool as well, which I think is pretty good against Terrorblade.
Yeah.
They obviously had to ban Tinker, but I think it's a pretty good Lina game here. Ember is like the other one that could end up working out.
Yeah, there's no control for Ember besides StarLadder. That might be a really hot pick, and we know OP plays it a lot.
Yeah.
There's like top 3 picked heroes in the past month.
Yeah, this Liquid draft almost, reminding me of a Goblack draft from days gone past. A lot of minus armor, a lot of physical damage, but not much hard disable.
Yeah, that seems like a classic CIS draft, right there. There it is.
There's the Ember. Yeah, good call, guys. I think that it's Liquid right now that maybe has to consider the Lina. I guess you could still go a Miracle Invoker here. Could still slide the Terrorblade over to the mid lane matchup as well and pick something more tempo oriented from a tempo.
They might go for, let's say, a core Venge as well. They need something to cancel that black hole. Once he gets a BKB up, they still got nothing besides, let's say, a lucky StarLadder bash from behind.
Yeah, it's bold. Maybe DK, something like that is like another way to siege the high ground, or possibly Ursa actually.
Yeah, Ursa, I think
it's still it's still for black hole though.
No, I think Ursa is probably your best bet just because you have to win the lanes. All right, so we are going to see the OD mid now. This is Liquid going back to something what we saw on the first day. These mid matchups can so easily spiral out of control, and absent the support rotations, Miracle is going to put a ton of pressure on OP mid in the early laning stage. Guys, I think this draft is fairly even, but I got to ask you, who do you like in this game 1 of our first semifinal?
I'm going to have to go with IG. I like their draft here. I think there's a lot of synergy between the heroes. I think the laning matchups look okay for them with the possible exception of mid, so I like IG in this first game.
Yeah, I'll go with IG as well. I'm not betting again against no hero to cancel the Black Hole Enigma with a BKB. Also, their early rotation heroes with Kunkka and Lash, they can provide so much more than Dazzle and what else is there? StarLadder. They don't pressure the mid lane that much. Also, there's a lot of save on on Liquid though.
Yes.
But that might be the problem for IG. But I'll still go for IG though.
I'm going to go for Liquid. I believe in that save that you're talking about there. Dazzle, Astral. It's going to be a hard one, though. And I think that if it could get away from them really quickly if they're not careful.
Yeah, well, our panel is split. I am going to go for IG, but I think it's dead even in this draft. Liquid needs to win these lanes, and Snowball or this IG team fight combo is going to be a problem. Guys, let's get our day underway. Game 1 of our semifinals, IG versus Liquid Hype. Get your Pog Champs ready. Here are Luminous and Merlini.
Thanks, Nahaz, and yet it's going to be IG versus Liquid. I just had a complete brain fart, which is definitely not the first time here. But yeah, it's going to be a very, very good match. I was actually thinking out of the remaining 4 teams currently in this tournament, I feel like this might be the best 2 teams. For me, this is what can be a grand final in a lot of other tournaments. So very excited to be casting this best of 3. And the panel was a bit split. Benwu, how do you actually think about this draft? Who's favorite here?
I would say IG have better team fight, definitely, with the Enigma and the Black Hole, and also just their mass AoE stuns. Everyone has a decent amount of control on their side. However, Liquid, I think, have better push and better late game if they can manage to deal with the Enigma, who is going to be the big question mark. XSS is not as good as his Magnus that was banned in the first phase. Kuro messing with Baboka already.
Yeah, that means his runes is already going to get found out. It might actually go down here if Baboka could land a raw stun, but they'll back off from it. Any sentries available on the supports?
There is only one, and that is
Okay.
a Baboka stash. He did save a little bit of gold, so Chicken already coming out. That should be some easy gold. He has a Tango if he wants to eat it, or he can give it to the Enigma if he would like.
Okay, yeah, Enigma picks it up now.
Yeah. Enigma doesn't have to waste his Tango, so it's probably better if he takes it. Man, Baboka,
Or OP
team
takes
player.
it. I think OP is, yeah, OP is like,
do you want to
give it to me. Oh,
Oh, you can
yo,
attack
look at
him,
that
okay.
right-click attack range.
That's true.
Melee heroes.
Sometimes it's hard to do that, though. I don't exactly know how consistent that
Ooh,
is, but
I like this play from IG here. They're just invading to threaten take the rune. I mean, Miracle could Astro 1, but he has to back off from this. Maybe the StarLadder could actually just go. Whoa, are they actually going to go for the kill? I'm not sure whether that's possible, but they're going to try for it. Miracle. Torrent's going to be up there as well. A lot of right click. The defensive Astro is going to be there. QH getting position. They have the shield as well. And Q needs to land a raw stun. He does it. Q draws the first blood. Burning very far away from the team. Double Iron Shell. Nice stun coming through. Boboka does have the Torrent. He's faking it out. He's baiting out as well. Kuroki. Torrent is going to be hitting onto 2. I think Q has to go down here. He's going to run a little bit away from his team. Still, though, a lot of exchange. Boboka will taunt on his way out. Looks like he will get the other bounty rune as Burning now goes back into the lane.
economic damage. Definitely hurting Liquid a lot. They had to expend a TP onto Miracle Baboka. Just yeah, okay. Okay.
Oh, man. If anything, the man's got style. So.
He's getting more and more clowny every game I see him.
Yeah. Looks like Matumba Man on the top lane has already expended that Metamorphosis to zone out XSS. I don't think XSS cares too much with the...
He has 5 clarities, man.
Yeah.
He's ready for the long game.
It always looks so clowny when you see Enigma just walks out of the base with like 7 clarities, no problem. But, you know, that's how the hero is played. You keep denying them creeps.
XSS is also getting a lot of denies on top on his Eidolon, so a little bit extra XP for him. Also, Sven had to use 2 stuns, a Mango, and a Clarity, so he's actually not doing terribly well in the consumable department.
All right, a little bit of trades here, and Torrent will completely miss. GH now going back in. They have the Astro, but I don't think that the Sun cooldown on StarLadder is ready yet, so.
Not worth it.
So, Ben, if you're the OD here, is there any adjustment of skill build you would like to go for, given the fact that the Flame Guard is the most likely the thing that...
I've seen 2-1-4 a lot.
2-1-4?
Yep.
So rely more on your orb and more so use the Astro as a deny mechanism.
Because Ember can't really harass up unless he's up in your face.
Right.
And if he does that, you just orb him down.
Yeah,
But
and pressuring the mana on Ember actually makes the ganks much easier, even after he hits level 6.
Baboka doing a really good job of controlling the runes. He's had, what, 2 bounties at the start and is able to get that top one if he wants to go over there. But they're trying to look for Mind Control. Mind Control does have Stick. Burning. He's not the best hero to deal with Ion Shell. Generally, you want an Anti-Mage and Jug are the two most common, I would say, in the SafeLink favorable matchup versus the Darkseer. But
Yep.
Sven, he's okay. Warcry doesn't really provide him too much, but he can still cleave down the Ion Shell creep without actually taking damage from the Ion Shell. They're going for it. Mind Control gets torrented on the bottom into one stun. Make that a second. Kuro
Wait,
is
the
there.
TP is going to be there, the defensive surge. Kuro does not even have Grave available, but that one heal was all they needed.
Yeah, that one heal plus this early stick pickup by Darkseer. I do like how he wasn't greedy at all going for that Soul Ring first. If he went for Soul Ring first with the Mango, he would have died.
Yep, very nicely done. So it seems like OP is actually having quite a bit of issue on the mid lane, despite the fact that Miracle gave up the first blood. OP is currently out of regen and had to ferry himself more tangos. This is definitely not a good sign if you're a solo mid laner.
Yeah, definitely not at all. That's what that early first blood will do. GH will have to park himself a lot in mid, but he is only level 1 on this Ember Spirit, or sorry, on the StarLadder.
Yeah. I mean, StarLadder is one of those heroes that do get a little bit of free farm time, you know, maybe 7-8 minutes in the game. So he'll be able to catch back up. X marks a spot, and they're going to let a Torrent fly. Boba's just... oh, man. I mean, let's have some fun, I guess. Torrent is going to fly out defensively here. We'll hit on the OD, and looks like Boba needs to take a trip home.
Baboka, what shenanigans can he pull off today?
What level is that taunt, man? It makes me want to get it. I know it's on the compendium.
Another rune does spawn bottom, favorable for IG as they have better control over this part of the map. Ember Spirit, still no Badu yet. That's actually going to hurt him a decent amount, considering he's already going to have mana issues because of the constant orb harass coming out from OD.
I mean, CS-wise, he's doing okay. I'm not exactly sure where all his goal is going to. Is he going... Did he go Boots first? Yeah, he went Boots first. Which, I mean, against a constant slaughter harass, it definitely makes a lot of sense. But you're right, like, his regen is further delayed.
Also, OD is having trouble keeping up with mana. He's forced to Clarity, although with his 1,000 mana pool, it's not working out too well for him.
Yeah.
So early Arcanes from Enigma just so he can keep that constant
GH
stream.
coming in here will hit the stun, and this should be a very easy kill. XSS, Midnight Pulse on his way out. The rotation coming from Q as well as Bobica, but this is not the lane that they could really kind of come into. Torrent will hit on Matumba Man. Okay, that's pretty decent.
Yeah, they got him while he was tanking the tower too. Nice play.
Okay.
It's going to slow down their push a lot. He does have 6 tangos, but it's going to take him a while to heal up. But now Burning has no support on this bottom lane as both supporters do flash on the top.
Now, something that the panel talked about is the threat of, I mean, there's no counter to the BKB Black Hole in the mid and late game, right, for XSS. So it feels like Team Liquid has to be the one that's attacking and be the aggressor.
I think they need to get as much mileage out of the Terrorblade as possible early on in the game. But the problem was, they got the Enigma kill with the Metamorphosis, but they weren't able to get any tower damage. So even though the supporters didn't get a return kill, they still did stall the push a lot, which I think is incredibly important in this lane.
Right.
Because Enigma, that tower is generally not regarded as very important, but I think with Enigma, it's super important because you need to be able to farm those neutrals on the left side. And it just makes you feel a lot more safe. You have better control to the shrine. And it just allows people to help you out in case you do want to set up for a black hole with a turnaround gang.
GA just runs past the Kunkka and takes the rune away. GA has been very active and been actually sniping a lot of the runes across from the IG side of the map.
Yeah, with the Tranquils, he is incredibly pesky around the map.
Okay.
Looks like GH was looking for any sort of stackage.
Miracle has a point into his ultimate. You generally don't see this at least every game, but in this game when he's using that orb as a stack, could be baiting him into a little bit of play. Bobica comes in, X marks the spot, is available. Of course, the Stealth Astral is there, and then both players trying to bait each other out. Miracle will get the better of that end.
Yeah, he could have probably surprised them with the Sanity's Eclipse. It is normally a 2-1-4 build, but he went a 2-1-3-1. And he's sitting around 70 int right now, and difference is, what, maybe 35, 45 in between him and the Ember right now. So that's a heavy amount of damage that OP might not be expecting.
Now, I know I was mentioning a little bit about the late game matchup. Talk to me about the Terrorblade versus Sven. Historically, it seems like Terrorblade has an advantage versus most melee carries, right?
Versus Sven, it's a little bit different because you don't get that much out of the reflection because you're not really...
He's not buying aura items to buff
He's
his
not
team.
buying aura items, and his generally, like, the illusion is just not going to hit him very hard because he has Warcry, and He doesn't have like innate crit like a Juggernaut or something like that, so it's not going to be that bad for him, I would say. And Sven is almost always going to buy BKB.
And Blink. Like, he's going to get up to your face, so a lot of that range advantage will be taken away. So I think this game is really a lot up to the backlines of Liquid to keep the Sven at bay, whether it's that corrosive haze or even the weave.
And it's important to be able to kill Terrorblade's illusions, and Sven's incredibly good at doing that, as
That's
is
true.
the rest of IG's lineup.
Yep.
So I think they're going to need a lot of damage from the OD as well as the Terrorblade and late game. Miracle does pick up a DD rune in the top lane. Seen a lot less bottles recently. Post-patch.
Well, the one thing that's going well for sure for Team Liquid is that they are farming rather well here. Both the cores are, for their side, is leading over the IG counterparts. And generally that's where most of the net worth lead is at.
And let's see how much damage they can get on a tower. This is another use of the Metamorphosis, I believe the third, I would say, for them. But XSS just drops a Midnight Pulse, and Tower is still pretty healthy, half HP, and Metamorphosis still has a good amount of time left, 20 seconds, but I don't think that's going to be enough to really do anything about this tower. So XSS is just happy to park himself and farm here and get his Midas up as soon as possible.
Very interesting. Burning ports to the tower, and he's just like looking to stack for himself. Maybe he was expecting a gank coming his way, but his stack is going to get disrupted by GH. Looks like Sanity's Eclipse was dropped. OP will survive that engagement, and he'll walk it home.
It's still annoying for OP. OP is forced to
Yeah.
just spend so much time outside of the lane, and now that meta is down, looks like IG are going to be the ones. If you don't have Jakiro, Leshrac might be the next best thing.
Smoke rotation coming back in. Warren will hit here. They're going to go right onto the OD, but okay, Stormhammer is going to get dodged. Very nicely done. Torn, though, can't be set up by Boboka. Black Hole is available as well. Miracle, surge up. He is on the run. They will settle for a GH kill, I suppose, but the one they really wanted was the OD.
Miracle just waited so long with an Astral, and he had to cast Stormbolt because he thought he was waiting for some reason. But Burning is getting a little bit active around the map. I like this play from his Sven. A lot of times you see Sven farm up there, core like Mask and Echo and Blink, and then start fighting. But he likes to get active early, make sure that this mid tower is protected so that he does have more Ancients available to him.
Yep.
And the top tower is actually going in favor of the Radiant. That tower is way lower on their side.
Q might be in a little bit of trouble. Threatens a stun. Forces GH to run away. Now the stun. It will miss completely. GH has absolute free reign. That is going to be a kill. Kuroki will KS it from the high ground. Kill secure. Now, if you're an IG fan out there, you might be looking at this goal graph and be like, well, you know, they're not doing too well. But I think this is actually pretty standard for IG. They almost always is a little bit slow when it comes to starting at the game. But they have a very strong mid-game recovery. And like the panel has pointed out, this is geared more towards a late-game draft for IG. So I think so far, especially when you point out the top tower, you know, versus the dire top tower, I think IG is actually relatively happy with how this early game has went.
I would say so, but they did lose that bottom tower for free. Terrorblade was just down there, didn't even use meta. Now he will use meta and just take down this tower in the mid game and mid lane. And this is not what you want as IG. It's okay to lose one, but losing your mid tower this early in the game is not something that's going to be favorable for them, but because they still need a lot of time to stack up and farm with Sven, and of course use the Midas on Enigma. And XSS, we usually typically don't see him get involved until maybe 25 minutes in. I do like that he TP'd in to the mid lane. That was an adjustment that we didn't really see from him in the prior games.
Yep. I mean, again, the tower game out top lane, the fact that he's protecting that tower, you know, 12 minutes in the game right now is already above and beyond what you expect from most other offlanes against the Terrorblade. So I say his impact has already been felt, even though he has not used that black hole just yet.
But look at their supports. This net worth graph is looking pretty ugly for Kunkka and for Leshrac. They are down in the dumps.
That's true.
Slumlords.
Yeah, and that's kind of the benefit of having a strong tower pusher on the side, right? Your supports, even though they're roaming as actively as OP and Q has been, they get the tower bonus. So GH, I mean, it's going to be working on Blink relatively soon, I say.
If you're in IG's position right now, you feel a little bit choked. You feel like you can't farm any of your Ancients safely. It's nighttime. You don't really know where they are right now. StarLadder is the most mobile hero on the map right now, and he has constantly been off the map. Right now, he's just farming a little bit with Ion Shell, but he could just be around the corner waiting to gank someone. And
Yep.
IG are constantly living in that fear, and it's showing in this net worth graph.
They do have some option of counterplay, like, Bolt, Black Hole. These are some very big AoE spells that you can spend if Burning does get dive, but that's assuming you're at the right place at the right time. And IG also lacking vision. Like, if you look at Team Liquid's wards, they are peppering all over the Radiant jungle, and IG cannot keep up, it feels like.
At least they still have one T1 tower left, but Burning is not happy about going to that bottom Ancient and seeing that it has already been taken down by the StarLadder. And as far as the cores go, looks like everyone's pretty even. But the support is where it's going to make a big difference, because Slaughter is halfway to Blink Dagger, and these IG supports just have nothing.
Yep.
You want Kunkka to be able to transition later, or at least offer a fair amount of damage with Tidebringer, or maybe some defensive items with Pipe or Mech, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do any of that.
When this hero was picked, Leshrac, you were kind of commenting, it's kind of like Jakiro, right? And Q has been sort of playing like that, using that stun sort of like Dual Breath to assist in ganks, and of course using that Edict for tower push. And of course, post Nova is going to be quite good in the mid-late game as well. XSS might be in a little bit of trouble, drops Malefice. Black Hole immediately. Well, Q was very far away, and there's no chance of getting that kill. The Eidolon's doing some work. Maybe the Sanity's Eclipse. Okay, Miracle now turns around, look to fight Q, and he will get the kill. Eidolon's trying to do some work, but QH, backing up his ally, will secure the retreat. Very nicely done by Team Liquid, and perhaps a little bit too early via jump here. But X-Torn Bolt will fly out against GA. Wait, where's the Torn?
Didn't cast it. Didn't have enough damage anyways. This infused raindrop causing him a lot of trouble.
Yep.
Kunkka just being a little bit annoying here, but if they had him up top for that little bit of extra damage, or that
or just a stun.
Yeah, anything, really. Yeah. And that will be lost opportunity for them, but it is still creating space for some other people on the map. I don't actually think it's that big of a deal that he wasted Black Hole just because of the pace game. We have 6 kills here in 15 minutes. No one really expects something to erupt. It's not like you're going to have like a 10-man brawl at Roche anytime soon.
I mean, maybe you're going to lose a tower for that, like a tier 1 top, but I don't think it's that big in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, like you said, I like the fact that IG is now playing, or trying to play, within the Team Liquid side of the map, because that gives Burning a lot more breathing room to farm safely on the bottom side.
Yep, and Liquid is going to be playing around their Metamorphosis cooldown. They might actually be able to go for a Roche pretty soon, because Meta's cooling down at 40, and Enigma...
Do they have that medallion?
They do have a medallion on Dazzle, yeah. I think Roshan might be coming up pretty soon. And I thought that the Black Hole wasn't going to be very consequential for them, but it seems that there could be a window over here. Wow, what a prediction on that skin.
I mean, yeah, Kuro, he's going to pour out of that and makes IG waste quite an important smoke.
He tried to time it so that he would TP out as a smoke popped, which would have further wasted more time for them. I don't know how he saw that gank coming. That's crazy.
It's like you said, Liquid slightly advantage at this point in both, goal graph, map advantage, as well as tempo, but I don't think it's a big enough advantage to really say, they're going to take this game.
Nope, still have to wait for the team fights.
There is one concern for me, for IG in the mid and late games. I see like this Sven is going to get kited. There's so many ways for Liquid to engage or disengage at will. You have Surge, you're going to have a 4-staff or 2 coming out from the Liquid squad. You have Sprint, you have Reflection that could slow down the Sven. Even Poison Touch from Dazzle is going to be somewhat annoying. So I feel like Sven needs to really rely on that Blink Dagger BKB combination to get a lot of things done.
He could be just relying on the X combo from Kunkka. There's not... Astral's pretty good versus it, but you still are going to be able to catch people. If they Astral someone, then you can just follow up with tons of stuns or even drop a Black Hole on top of it. So I don't think it's that big of a deal that Sven doesn't have BKB yet. And he is going for Blink next, post-Sange.
Tier 2 bottom will go down. It was very low already, and now Miracle may be trying to keep someone here with his Astral. Diabolic Edict on the buildings here, and it will get Glyph for now. Did hear an X go off. Miracle will eat a Torrent as well. Just a little bit of harass.
They need the second Edict.
Oh god, they're popping this God Strength here for this. Burning.
There is Enigma coming in from the top side. Look at his position. He's right above Burning in the trees, and they could be sitting for a big black hole. IG's pulling back to the left side, waiting for them to come into this choke.
And he had Blink, so hiding in there and surprising Team Liquid would have been excellent there.
Yeah, that was smart by both sides. IG were prepared for Liquid to come up, but Liquid didn't come up because they did not know where the Enigma was at all, and they had scouted his Blink a long time before. So Network's still keeping pretty tight, and looks like Roshan going to be the next point for Liquid now that they still have Meta. Meta just popped, and there is a scan that has hit, but they are all inside the pit. This could be Exodus' time to shine. Q is still pushing out the top lane. They need his firepower here.
Yeah, they really do. I mean, they have triple Remnant. The Midnight Pulse will discourage the Roshan a little bit here, and I don't think they can actually stand within the Midnight Pulse. Dazzle is going to keep them here alive. The cooldown that Burning does not have is God's Strength. Is he just walking in there? Okay, pops a Warcry. Tries to be the menace, scares him a little bit. Torn will fly out. XSS on the backline, being somewhat caught out here, and that is going to be a kill. Great pick here by Miracle. Boboka's going to let the bolt loose, but I don't think Miracle cares. Meanwhile, simultaneously, the rest of Team Liquid working on Roach, trying to finish it. Boboka is going to get taken down as well. They still have Sanity's Eclipse. This could be big here. OP. He needs to get out right now. He could die. He jumps left. He has vision on him still. OP can get the hammer dropped on him. Meanwhile, Wall on the back line as well. Triple kill on Miracle. Looks like he did not even need to commit his own mind control now, going up Burning, forcing him away.
That was awkward.
And the 1-by-1 by IG has just punished him.
That was a really big play by Matumba Man. Matumba Man was on the left side of the pit, and he attacked Enigma, who was trying to posture himself on the left side outside the pit. So he attacked from inside the pit, outside the pit, because Miracle gave him vision on the left side of the map, and Miracle just annihilated those supports on the left side. They were just not in a position, like no one can really go in. I guess Ember Spirit maybe with a blade mail, but he was far too late to start off that fight for them.
I don't think Ember wants to go in by himself, right?
He has to, though. Who else? Sven did not have Blink at that time. He went for Halberd first.
I think he really wants like at least a Torrent to fly out to give him some info.
They had Eidolons at the start of the fight. They kind of knew where they were, but he just didn't want to go in.
Right. It's scary, you know?
Yeah, it is scary, but the thing about it is, as Ember Spirit, you do have the luxury of being able to buy back if you pre-throw a Remnant down if you think it's going to be a one fight. But they would have had to throw all their resources there, and it seemed like from the beginning they didn't really want a 5-on-5 there because Q just got the T2 tower on top, uncontested, but giving up Roaches.
I think the other big difference is look at the ward. That is, well, hold that thought here as, well, Q just gets absolutely destroyed by the Blink Dagger. Meanwhile, they do have an X on Miracle. Miracle does have the Aegis. This could be a bait. Kuroki coming on the back line. The defensive Astro is going to be up there, buying them some time. Here comes GH on the sideline. They will take him down. Never mind, he does not have the Aegis. Excuse me. That's going to be 2 kills. And the rest of the support, do they want to make a combo play? GH has a blink, blinks right in here, and Kunkka will get caught. Ooh, this is a bad position. Vacuum is going to be available. Where's the vacuum? Is it on cooldown? It is on cooldown.
Wow, that Halberd that he picked up. Oh my god, saved him so hard right there. I thought he was dead for sure, but he was on the high ground.
OP might be in a little bit of trouble. He does not have a remnant now, I don't think. Okay, he could let one fly, but his mana pool is pressure. He does not have a jump out. I think he might be dead here, especially with the vision granted. Yeah, GH secures yet another stun.
Not the worst thing in the world, I suppose, but yeah, OD is dead at the very least for IG, but they're getting so many kills with the StarLadder Blink Dagger.
Yeah, might be one more here. Iron Shell. Q, I mean, well, the right click's going to be strong. Okay, he does not dodge that stun. The illusion nicely microed here by Matumba Man, trying to add a little bit more damage, but
you just need the Blink Dagger on the Sven. I think that's the most important thing.
He has it right now.
He can actually run in with Warcry on, and the only hero that can really do that much to him is the OD at the start of the fight. But if OD reveals himself, then they can all converge around the OD in the fight. But fights are going to be hectic.
Yeah. You know, I was very surprised by the fact that the OD was playing so aggressively up. I know he did have Dazzle support, but
it's because they had IG had 2 of their cores on the south side of the pit.
Black Hole is going to be spent. The Blink Dagger from Burning joining in. They need to actually stun it up with the Storm Hammer as well. They will. Burning. Well, the 2-man crush is going to be there, but GH, I don't think he could extend this fight. Mind Control is coming back in. The damage is going to be good. Defensive Vacuum is going to come out, but he's going to get caught by a X-Torrent combination on the back line as well. Burning still going hard in the StarLadder. Mind Control on the left side, running through the Midnight Pulse. The Lightning slowing him down, blinking forward. One more Midnight Pulse. That's going to finish the job. Meanwhile, X-Torrent will find Quirrell as well. Team Liquid just getting caught out one by one. And that should be the kill going to OP.
talked about Miracle being too far up.
Yep.
But they didn't actually have vision up there, but it's still fine for them. Solo Black Hill on a big hero like that, they're buying more time until this BKB comes out on Enigma.
Yeah.
And that's a really bad sign that Black Hole's going to be uninterruptible very, very soon. Barring, of course, the StarLadder bash, but for the most part, it's uninterruptible.
How close is Enigma to that 15?
He is really close to BKB. I think he... if his hammer's on chicken, he has it if he wants it right now.
Okay.
That's really early. He is #1 in net worth, tied with the Sven, and tied with the Terrorblade.
Bottom lane here, Kunkka. Oh, nice smash here. Boboka pops a magic stick. We'll pop an X and maybe a little bit of callback here, but the boat will fly out. Okay, Boboka will die, but that's a 2-man stun on the back line. That's going to be 1 kill. Matumba Man trying to run himself out of there. He's got Aegis. He will use the Sunder right now. Kuroki coming in as well. That might actually be enough to actually push them back. Vacuum's going to be good. Wall on top. Q does land a stun on his way out. IG will retreat. A lot of stuff has been committed here by Team Liquid. Most critically, the Metamorphosis was using.
But look at how low that T3 is. It's at like 30% right now. Liquid are going to be eyeing that tower.
Yeah, they're going to try to push with this meta. Unfortunately,
they don't have any time left on the Aegis. It's about 10 seconds left.
Yeah, and he's too low HP.
He'll get a full heal. As long as he doesn't get hit by anything.
All right, he's going to be fine. Burning blinks out, but a little bit slow on that reaction. Okay, Midnight Pulse on top as well. No Black Hole just yet. They're going just straight up here on the OD. OD X up as well. He is going to go down. The grave is going to be on him. Now OD's on the fight, but ooh, he's disarmed as well. He cannot attack at all. He goes down. Keep in mind, the Aegis has timed out. He does not have Sunder or Grave. He's going to be dead. Matumba Man caught out. IG wins a huge fight outside the base on the back line. Mind controls on the run. Kuroki's going to get X back. Okay, you know, he's going to Grave himself one more time, trying to take down XSS with him, and the Stormhammer and the creep support will take down Kuroki. And for the first time in 25 minutes, it's IG leading after winning a big fight.
They cannot protect Miracle. Miracle has just died constantly in these fights. He just gets blinked on by Burning. I thought he was going to pike Burning as soon as he went in, but instead he defensively force-staffed, which means that Burning has half the distance to close as he would have.
They know GH is here, but do they have vision? And in fact, they'll help back it off. GH is still stalking them. He wants kill. He understands he could probably solo kill with Iron Show.
Not with Sven there.
Yeah, solo kill, but have the bodyguard.
So it looks like OD is going for next item BKB. He realizes that, yeah, he's just dying too much in fights, and the Dazzle has to protect him a lot with the protect the Terrorblade more so than the OD.
I mean, the BKB will keep him alive, but if XSS commits a one-man black hole for him every single fight, which it seems like that's going to be his game plan, it feels like Miracle will never be able to do anything.
Yeah, they have to black hole him, or else he can Astro whoever's put under, or whoever's in the black hole. So yeah, he is enemy #1.
Yeah.
Matumba Man, is he going to get black holed over here? Whew. Probably not the greatest idea, because they're just waiting for it. They Grave and then Sunder, and then bad things would happen. So a lot of discipline from IG not pursuing that.
So Ben, how much trouble is Team Liquid at? Because, you know, IG, I feel like they have weathered the early game storm. They're getting to a stage where the key items are coming out.
I think it's really bad because OD hasn't snowballed. He was really close to the top of net worth. Now he's 3,000 behind, and Enigma has his BKB very early on, and he's almost level 20. And he's had the 15% cooldown reduction for quite some time now, and he is also going for a refresher orb. The thing about this game, he doesn't need Lincolns because there's no anti-BKB. He doesn't need Octarine. He can just go straight for the double.
Okay, that's a Blink Crush onto 2 here. OP trying to jump himself out. He does, but still relatively close. OP might have actually missed jump on his remnant. He jumps one more time. GH is on the hunt. He has a Blink Crush available. Can we dodge it? No, we cannot, but a little bit too deep here for Team Liquid, and they are on the way out.
It's okay if Leshrac dies, dude. He's the
Jakiro hero. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, man.
So this is the fight that Liquid need to be able to win right here. The BKB Black Hole is up. Enigma does not have a good opportunity because he can't see the OD at all. Where is OD?
He's in the trees.
Yep, that's where he should be.
Very nice
position. Do not flash if you're a Miracle here.
All right, Burning activates a BKB. The Torrent's going to be on point here. Sunder's going to come through, but he's still X up. Okay, XSS Blink is cancelled by a very good reflection, and that's a good base so far. Jumping forward, the bow, ooh, what a vacuum back in. GH, there's no stun though because of the BKB. They're going to take down the Slaughter as it begins. Black Hole, that's going to be onto 2. Torn to follow up here. Where's the damage output? Burning racing into it. Defensive Astro and Grave coming back out, and now Burning BKB is over. Going to try to take down Zaz on the back line. They do. Matumba Man still under the Midnight Pulse. He's very, very low. Eidolon's taking him down. Defensive Astro will come out. Can anybody take down the big demon? He jumps back out. He's going to be fine. And OD on the front line is going to die to the creeps. No, he does not. He's going to be fine. The Greaves putting everybody back up. Boboka out of mana. Is he going to just go for the Tiebringer? Is he the hero of time?
That was huge. That vacuum by Mind Control to force the Enigma to panic for that
BKB,
split second. Yeah, that I think won the fight right there. And of course, the excellent defensive play from Liquid. They had multiple Astrals. They had the Grave coming out. The Sunder, of course.
Spend buyback here. Kunkka's going to try to come in from the back line, but there's a very good word now spotting his movement. Buyback number 1 and number 2 perhaps need to find out here. Miracle, force that forward. Astro's going to be there. I think he might get picked. GH is in position for a stun. Boboka feeds yet another one. And I'm not sure what OP could do by himself here. Secondary buyback on Boboka. Huge win by Team Liquid. They get 2 buyback. They get the base towers, so that means shrines are now open to Team Liquid. I think they're right back in it. In fact, they're very much so ahead, I think.
So the problem with that fight was that they went on the Terrorblade, and then the Sven was the one that got sundered.
Yeah.
And then he was at like 25% HP without BKB, and then he just got slaughtered by the OD. So going forward to the next fight, IG, they should have the trump card with the Enigma BKB, but they need to make sure that the Sven can still output damage. So that means probably need to stagger the BKB cooldown.
Sure.
So that, or have some way to heal him up, have a Lotus Orb on him, have a Lincoln Sphere possibly, so that he can't get sundered during the BKB. Maybe just kite the Terrorblade kills Illusion so his damage output isn't that high, and then go for everyone else. There's a lot of possibilities that they can't approach to the next fight, but that was a tough one to take, and now Liquid will swing pretty heavily to the lead with 5,000 net worth and Roshan up. Q is going to give some free in right here.
Or he's just dead. That's good too. Wow, the ultimate being committed. I'm very surprised about that. But a kill's a kill. You know, you talked about the Enigma BKB being a trump card. He had it in that last fight, but because of the superb positioning by Team Liquid, that BKB was never been able to activate it. And of course, great reflection by Matumba Man.
But look at the way that they only see it at Terrorblade. They don't know where anyone else is. And that's exactly how Liquid should be playing it. The problem in the earlier fights was that Miracle was showing, and normally as an OD with this support crew behind you, you'd be fine. But with the way IG have been playing, they're just all in on the OD because he doesn't have a way to heal back up after they go on him and after the Grave comes out.
Yeah, so I think for IG, if they need to win these fights, they have to do, I believe, a wraparound. They need to find either OD or the Dazzle on the back line. Jumping on Matumba Man on the front line is just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, I think they just need to kite him, just torn him, stun him, throw out like a Midnight Pulse so they can't stand it, use a Halberd on him, and they are going for the wraparound that you talked about.
Oof. Great reaction here by Slaughter. Will get themselves out. Matumba Man brings Roshan down to about half HP. Still not backing out of the Roshan pit just yet. Now he backs out, drops a reflection again. The ghost, okay, the big demon form coming back out, burning, being slowed down by IF Scotty. Very awkward positioning here. Jumps back in, looks for the Dazzle. He is going to be the pick, but the defensive Astro is going to be there. Now they want to go on the demon himself. Vacuum, Black Hole. That's going to be on the 3. Dazzle first one out, and they're going to take down the demon as well. Miracle does have the BKB, but now he's going on OP. I don't think he's able to really take down anybody. Yeah, he's going to just hit a couple of times and try to get himself out. Enigma does have the Blink Dagger forward. I'm not sure whether he caught him or not. Mind Control in the top lane, though, will get caught by X. They also take down the OD. 5 dead. Burning has a triple kill to his name, and now into the Roshan pit we go.
It's a game of not showing. As soon as Dazzle shows, they just jump on an Astral comes out, and it's a chain reaction. First the Dazzle shows, and then the OD has to show, and then both of them get Black Hole with the Terrorblade. Actually, it was just Terrorblade and Dazzle, but they got crushed there. And the Terrorblade is generally pretty tanky, but he got cleaved down so hard because the Slaughter was standing right next to him.
Yeah, like, to me, this game was a game about vision. The first Roshan fight that Team Liquid won, they had ward there, and IG had no wards. And for this fight, Dazzle was caught out by a ward on the mid-ramp that IG has placed earlier. It has timed out right now, but the vision game is so important, and it was shown there in that last fight.
You have to keep in mind the way that IG approaches smokes. They don't have just run at you smokes. They're very tactful about how they wrap around. A couple to the north side, a few members split to the south side, make sure they keep vision in the pit. And I think the biggest point is that although Liquid were supposed to be in the defensive position, or in the better position, because they kind of had the high ground because they're kind of sitting in that shrine area, IG actually forced them to retreat up in that choke point close to the shrine, and that's where the black hole came out.
Right.
And IG just used the positioning so well in that fight to make them clump. That is these AoE spells, and if it only hits one person, it's a waste. But if you can get 3 people in a black hole, 3 people in the stuns, boats, you are going to win the fight.
Yeah,
So
the other big thing is that there's so many mobility items on the side of IG, so if one person sees a dazzle out of position, everybody could jump on, and that makes the quick kill so much easier.
So how do Liquid approach this next fight? So now it's on Liquid to figure out how to win the next fight. How do you deal with this BKB black hole? How the way they won the fight earlier was by not showing on anyone have the Terrorblade. Terrorblade go up there, but what if IG wrap around? How do you actually do that? You need the vacuum wall to come out. He tried. Mind Control was very quick about the vacuum wall. Multiple heroes. The only problem is he did not get the Enigma.
He didn't get the hero that mattered, which, you know, that's all that matters in the fight.
So it's just a matter of finding Enigma. But he has double black hole, double BKB right now. Double Midnight Pulse is even huge in this particular situation. So on top of that, he has Warcry. So Warcry during Black Hole, normally Terrorblade might be able to kill him if he's out of position, but with Warcry, I don't think that's possible here.
Yeah, I mean, look at the way that Burning's itemized as well. He's going for a Lincoln Sphere, and he has a cheese, so...
Lincoln's is, I think, the correct item here because he doesn't want to get sundered. Ideally, Lotus Orb is, from a support is better, though.
Right, but still, I mean, he's going to make sure that he has that defensive item for himself.
You can
also,
still get amped.
He has cheese, so even if he does get sundered, like the cheese is gonna bring him back up to full. Which,
so IG are making up for the ways that they lost the last fight.
Right.
They're dealing with the Sunder, and they're giving Sven a way to heal up after the Sunder in case he does get it broken by like a Pike or push touch amp through BKB. But so Liquid, they know that they have to win a fight despite the Enigma having the BKB. So I'm still trying to pry for answers as to how they can actually deal with this monstrous team fight.
Well, day 1, IG got sent to the lower bracket, 0-2. But right now, in the final day, looking rather strong and threatening to Team Liquid, which a lot of people thought was, you know, the favorite, at least judging from day 2 and day 3 performances.
Man, Ember's net worth is pathetically low. 10,000.
Yeah, what has he...
He's died all these fights because he needs to go in so that Sven does more damage.
Right, that's fair.
Because Sven does a ton more damage in Black Hole than the Ember Spirit.
Does, yeah.
So, you know, OP sacrificing his life. He doesn't have a Bloodstone this time, but he's still dying for burning.
I mean, XSS is making it up here with the net worth gain. He is only behind the Terrorblade by a little bit. Burning, manning up against the tower. And Team Liquid to only watch.
Now they surely see the Lincolns, so they have to think about how they want to, they can pop this Lincolns. They have some instant cast spells, but some of them are very important for them to have in a team fight. Their high ground's pretty poor though. Leshrac is not strong enough to be able to edict the tower, and Sven is just not good at exiting. I guess they can theoretically X the Sven and blink in, but with Astral, that's not really a solution, so the normal X cheese is not even going to be a play for them here.
Also, every time he walks up, he's going to lose quite a bit of int to OD just hitting
not
him.
worth. Or he could just get piked back. That's pretty bad. Or you Astral to break the link and then you pike him back and he just loses int for free, and that's not the way that you want to start off the fight. So, yeah, despite them having the Aegis on Ember Spirit, it will not be go time for them. They still need better way to break the high ground, or just wait for Liquid to come outside of base and get double black hole. That is what XS is hoping for.
Okay, well, the only thing that's coming out right now are illusions.
He might need a Shadow Blade, actually. He is going for an Octarine Core.
Liquid.
They scouted the Enigma. If you kill Enigma in the fight, you will win. Unless he buys back a TP's on a shrine. But there is no shrine over there.
The rest
So
of
they're okay
Liquid
with this.
on the hunt here. Of course, Mind Control's got that Blink Dagger. If they get a 3-man vacuum stun, they also win that team fight, depending if they get the Enigma in it. Kuroki moving forward. They see the Leshrac. This is going to be a good pick. Leshrac gets crushed. The Courier flying as well. Courier might die. The Black Hole is going to be good here. Where's the damage output? Sven is inside right there. Right-clicking away the secondary Black Hole, making sure that there is no Sunder. Okay, there's a Grave. Now Sunder. He's getting Mini Sun. No, he's getting X back. The perfect chain stun by IG. Miracle on the backline. He still has a BKB available. Oh my god! OP dodges the hammer. Defensive Asher will come out. Burning come in here. Feel the wrath of Burning, pushing him away, trying to get Boboga. He will not get him. Burning takes him down. He is dominating. Team Liquid gets absolutely destroyed, jumping on Q. And IG is threatening to take this game away here from Team Liquid.
That was a perfect fight from IG. From the tiny mini stuns and the mini he like pulled him back as he was trying to Sunder. And then the Malefice takes the sleight of dodge on the Sanity's Eclipse. And of course, the Black Hole from XSS, which was the obvious winner there.
Right. Those are some frame-perfect mini stuns if I've ever seen them. And now Burning going hard on this tower. He wants to take it down, so Shrines become available. Blink stun, Midnight Poster will cover Burning's retreat.
Look at that Warcry armor, though. Like, Sven versus StarLadder is just incredibly good.
They want to actually just go. They recognize that there is no buyback on the OD. Vacuum, wall, that's really good here, and there's no Black Hole. The rest of IG needs to retreat. XSS dropping extremely low, Burning in the middle of everything, does have the Warcry bonus on his team. Well, it's gonna fly out, covering the retreat here. Q, letting that Midnight Pulse fly as well. Do they want to re-engage, or is it time to retreat? I think it's time to retreat here for IG. They will lose Q, but they're still hanging around. They pass the Chiso OP. XSS running back in here. That is going to be one kill. Q is still alive. Now he finally dies. Kuroki will get X back. He graves himself, but I think his team is going to leave him to die here. Jumping forward, OP finds himself the Slaughter on the right side. Matumba Man now gets X up. This X Torrent is doing so much work in these long and extended team fights. Finally, they had it enough. A Miracle TPs to the Shrine will look to cut a couple of people off, and they will get Boboka.
No harm, no foul for IG. They lost a couple of heroes, but largely inconsequential as they did manage to take the T3 tower down. Did not lose any big cores, and Roshan will not be up for the taking from Team Liquid. So the problems are compounding for Liquid as they still have yet to find a solution to the BKB Black Hole. The only time they won a fight against it was when they interrupted him at the start of the fight, but now that he has Refresher, there's so much wiggle room for him.
Yep. I think the fight where they won was, like you said, due to the superior position of Liquid, and the fact that IG chose to take on a head fight into the Terrorblade instead of wrapping around. And since then, IG has been just wrapping around every single time, making sure they always surprise the Dazzle, or make sure the Black Hole always hits on 3. Which, I mean, either case, you're happy with those engagements.
And Roshan is going to be a very short respawn, about 40 seconds past the 8-minute mark, and about 20 seconds from now. So the teams have to realize that this could be a potential possibility for the mind control. Scouts inside the pit will realize that it's not up, but it is almost up, and something big's about to happen. IG, they can't just walk into the pit right now. They have all the cooldowns that they need. They are also building multiple halberds, one on the Kunkka as well, just so that they can deal with this pesky OD. And OD, like, if he doesn't have BKB, he just gets disarmed. He also has to deal with evasion. Even if he does have BKB, it's awful for him.
I mean, speaking of disarm, it seems like Darkseer is also working towards a Heaven's Halberd, which is not something you see frequently.
He has Lincolns, though.
I mean, it's like you said, right? That Lincolns is doing a lot of jobs right now. He's trying to block a lot of different things. So if you could pop the Lincolns and maybe the Sunder flies off at Sven, you know, it's a decent way to pressure him.
I think if they had a Lotus Orb actually instead of a Halberd on Kunkka, that would seal the deal for them.
Okay, they found GH here. Great Sentry where defensive yields will fly out, but the stun, no, it gets canceled by Q.
So they're constantly using these Terrorblades.
Oh, on the back line, that's a 2-man stun. The Torrent a little bit late here. Now they're going to pressure Matumba Man. Matumba Man can't grave out. They back it off. Miracle just in there, fighting it up here. Sven, without his team, Sven is going to go down. Yeah, Sven has no way out. Vacuum on the back line finds 2 XSS. Caught out of position. He actually has to pop the BKB to defensively retreat.
Sven has no buyback. This could be terrible for them. Liquid might just be able to get a free Roach off of this. This is a disaster.
What happened there? Sven jumping ahead of his team. XSS unable to follow up. A rare mistake by IG, and like you said, no buyback for 80 seconds. Thank goodness for Team Liquid that they are choosing to take the Roshan, because That could have been a lane of racks if Liquid recognized there was no buyback.
You just have to assume that Sven has no buyback,
Yeah.
though. I guess another play that you could make is you bait the Sven buyback and then you go in for Roche, but I think that's very problematic versus Black Hole because Black Hole into buyback and the Sven TPing and slaughtering you just lose the game off of that. So
Right.
this is a much safer play for them, and they still might be able to.
Yeah, they still got 50 seconds, right?
Yeah, they can scout out Sven's buyback right now.
Bot lane is open. Can you check on the status on the Black Holes? Do we have 2 or 1?
2.
All right,
He hasn't casted in a long time.
2 Black Hole available. Now, without the Sven, you are sorely lacking in a ton of damage, but the rest of the team does have, you know, Midnight Pulse, Bolt, Triple Remnant, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but just try and stall out as much as you can. Only 30 seconds left for them, and Matumbaman is not feeling it.
Yep, they'll back it off. Still, though, a big victory here, Team Liquid. They will have Cheese and Aegis for the next fight. And given how close these fights are, especially it's all about kind of saving your Graves or Astros to make sure carries are alive, that Aegis is going to mean quite a bit here for Team Liquid.
They definitely need a Loso versus Sunder, though. The Link is just not cutting it at this point because of the amplified damage,
Right.
or the Corrosive Haze.
I mean, Loda's so good to take off the Corrosive Haze and things of that nature.
Yep. I think utmost priority, though, is making sure Sven does not get sundered and it does not go off. If Terror Blade's low after the Sunder, they just lose. And probably should get the minus 30-second Sunder cooldown here, especially with Astral and Shallow Grave to buy those 10 seconds for him. I think it's definitely the play considering how tanky he is.
I've definitely seen mixed result on that level 25 talent because there are fights where if you just get, you know, you won't even have 10 seconds between Sunder. But
They have Astral and...
yeah, I think this game is a perfect case for
Grave.
it because you have, you know, Grave, Astral, and all that defensive ability.
And because they do go on him so often. I think if they ignore you and go for your entire team, which happens sometimes but not often enough, then you can go for the mass damage with the 15 all stats. But this game, I definitely think it's a Sunder cooldown game.
Well, this one is going to be a close one. We are 45 minutes in the game, and, you know, was a 3.5K net worth differential. This is, I believe, one of the closest game we have here in this tournament so far.
For sure. There is a scythe now on OD, so Lotus is becoming like way high priority now. They need Lotuses galore, I would say. I would say 2 might not even be enough. I would have probably preferred the Lotus over the Lincolns on the Ember Spirit in particular. He has more access to gold than the supports, but it is going to be a little bit safer for him, I suppose, but not as good for his team overall. And I do not think that they expected this Hex coming out so soon. And Burning could get Chainstone down here. They don't have a good save on the Radiant side, especially if they don't have Warcry up.
Well, the demons are being spawned right now. The Stormhammer will fly out. Midnight Pulse as well. Trying to drive back. Okay, there's a disarm on Matumbaman. Controlling the demon.
The cooldown's low enough that you can just do that as long as you cleave down to illusions. Main body there to hit the racks, which is going to be quite risky, and the time is ticking on Metamorphosis. Is only half
it's halfway.
duration left.
Yeah, and they could disarm him again if they want.
Yep.
He's still on the low ground.
This is not happening. They have to force it right now, but that's so risky.
Link stun. Burning, not committing to BKB right now. Okay, they're chased on him. There's a Great being forced out. There's Great Drop popping the Lincolns here, making sure Sunder does fly off. Vacuum, wall's gonna be there, but the Black Hole, it's gonna be on 2. Burning, though, very low. Does they have the Shrine to be activated? No, they don't. And Burning just dies because his BKB does end, but he does buy back on the back line. He finds Mind Control. That's gonna be one more kill here. But Matumbaman gets X back. He does have the Aegis available. It will trigger right now. GA gets used up. Kurogi trying to TP out. He's gonna get his TP cancel. BKB TP on the back line. Looks like he won't be able to make it out, but the rest of his team is just left for dead. IG makes a successful defense, but at the cost of a burning buyback.
I think that was a really bad play from OP right there. He didn't cast his Lincolns onto the Sven. It was very clear what was about to happen. Like, Terrorblade is low, the Lincoln just popped on him, and you know what's going to come out next is the Thunder, but OP did not cast it on time. I think if they had done that, they would have won the fight very handily, and they would not have had a buyback on Burning, and now they're in a decent position, but they still have that high potential to lose just because Sven does not have buyback.
Right, if you just get one pick at Burning's BKB at the wrong time, you win. And considering that there's Hexes available on the Dire side and there are no Lotus Orbs at all to answer it from IG side.
Yeah,
some dangerous territory.
It is very dangerous, and I don't think things like Kunkka Boat and Halberd are going to be enough to save him in this particular situation. And Roshan is also not out for quite some time, and they're not going to be able to get that much structural damage done. OD is up in 20, so at the end of the day, it was a lot of deaths for Sven's buyback, which I think is completely okay for them.
Yep, and keep in mind that in the new patch, buyback is now 8-minute cooldown, so it's going to be a long while before the Emperor has a second life. Roshan, though, will be back in a couple of minutes. I don't... Yeah, I'm not feeling it for IG right now. At least in the next 10 minutes, it's looking really dangerous.
They just have to have a good black hole from XSS.
Right.
Miracle was really good about the Sanity's clips there to
Drain the mana.
nail down the Sven before he could come back in for the black hole.
Oh, I think he's been also aiming it onto XSS to cancel Blink Dagger or pressure his mana pool, because the man is trying to black hole refresher black hole, right? That in itself is going to be extremely mana intensive. Q trying to farm in the woods right now. Q, not sure about this, is going to get caught out here. And he will go down.
That's gem down.
Ooh, that's a big mistake, I think, by Q.
Gems.
I mean, not that they have
big a
any
big deal
wards anyways, but it's just another thing now going to Team Liquid side.
Yeah, they're starting to slowly fall apart here. Still, if they can reset with a Sven buyback, then potentially things could get better for them. Sven is going for a Refresher Orb next. 2 big ABs seems to be very important versus the Outworld Devour.
Well, they have vision here on XSS. If XSS gets caught right now, the game is in jeopardy. IG finds himself caught in the jungle. XSS gets Hex as well. He does have the buyback, but...
That is a huge oversight by them. Normally when you have the gem, you just de-ward everything around the map, not farm neutrals, and that is 2 deaths that they did not need to give up, and they are certainly going to have to use Enigma buyback here.
Yep.
There is no question about that.
The room for error for IG is dwindling, and very rapidly at that. Now, we did see the very good base defense from IG last time around. Just side of fist, chain, disarm when the demon walks up on the high ground. Can they just do that again and try to slow down Matama Man?
Nope, because they can jump with Hex. I think you can jump with Hex very quickly, and they're going to have to react. Yeah, I think Miracle's ready to jump anytime.
Well, Horn's going to fly out. There is a stun. They are slowing down Matama Man as best as they can. All right, here we go. The fight is going to be initiated. Buyback's going to come out for Enigma. He's porting back in. The black hole needs to be good here. Sun on the left side. They find themselves mind control. Mind control drops the wall. No vacuum just yet. Mind control just walks out. Now OP commits for the kill. They do get the kill. Base is defended. They have the X on Matamba Man. Matamba Man gets called back here. Black hole not going to be spent just yet. XSS being extremely patient. Burning goes on the back line. Kills Dazzle. One hit. And now the black hole is free to be let loose here. They don't even need it. Matamba Man gets caught out. What a great jump here by the Emperor himself, finding Kuro. And now IG wins another fight. Again, they did have to use the XSS buyback, but, you know, base is defended.
And the cooldown on BKB is so low for Enigma, 35-second cooldown. And Roshan is going to be up in 2 minutes, but why do Roshan when you can get buyback? Still, it is risky. No buybacks on 3 of their heroes right now.
Yep. IG trying to force some buybacks out and probably just back off once those buybacks do come out.
They still have Black Hole right now, so this could be the game if Liquid mess up this fight.
Burning does not have God Strength for 20 minutes. Buyback number 1 will fly out. They do not respect it. Glyph will pop. I think the Eidolon should be able to clean it up. Eidolons will take down the melee racks. And IG, the first lead in a while. First meaningful lead in a while.
Roshan is not up, but Liquid have to play like it is. Miracle in position to start off a fight with Hex, but Boca is in a little bit of trouble, but Miracle does not want to go for it.
All right, Ben, I need you to F5 and look at these items. Tell me how many defensive items. So we're looking at Force Staff, Lotus Orb, Lincoln Spheres.
No Lotus. They
No Lotus.
have
Any Force
no
Staffs?
Force Staffs.
They have a Glimmer Cape, I know, on Bopuka.
Okay, they just finished a Lotus Orb
Okay.
on Kuka. This is really big, I think.
Yeah. I mean, assuming Bopuka does not get caught out, which...
He's very low priority in the fight. He is almost on the bottom, I would say.
That's true. I think you want the Sven, you want XSS. I mean, Leshrac, at a certain point, he's such a free kill if he's out of position, so...
Yeah, But he has Ghost Scepter, so it's not easy for Miracle to kill him. He would have to commit his Hex to him,
Right,
which is not worth it.
Not worth, yeah. IG now smoked up. They are on the hunt. Okay, the stun's going to be there here. Chain Stun's going to be following things up. They need that Grave to disarm. And the defensive Sunder and the defensive Astral Wall. Vacuum, really good GH thinking about coming in here to follow with the Stun. That Illusion doing a lot of work as well. XSS BKB has been committed, but they did get themselves a Darkseer.
That's totally worth. Darkseer can buy back,
But no wall.
Enigma is certainly going to wait for his BKB. I can't believe his cooldown solo. 35 seconds, this is like almost up already. Double cooldown reduction is
Liquid is going to
broken.
want to fight this. Interesting. Of course, they do have the buyback, like you mentioned, but
There's
no Shrine at TP2, right?
They're waiting for the to fight when Sven's BKB is down, because they can burst him down with OD if IG are not careful.
Buyback from the Darkseer. BKB on Sven still down for about 5 to 6 seconds. But
They just need to stick together. They cannot have what happened in the mid lane. They cannot have Burning Jump when XS is not ready, or pretty much they can't just split up at all because of the Hex.
Yep.
So Scan is going to hit. It will hit on Q, and I don't think that's where you want to go up, though. That's going to be a little awkward for them. There is actually a Shadow Blade on Slaughter. It's pretty big in the hands of Liquid.
There's a lot of Sentry Wards also been peppering the ground here for IG.
They
IG,
know something's up here.
yeah,
though.
holding a
This is-
very good position here.
Yep, and as soon as the TB illusion comes from the south side, they know pretty much where the positioning is. They could just do Roche, though. They have the better Observer Wards around the pit, so they can just go to the north side, take the fight where they want to, but Liquid could retaliate by just straight pushing up the mid lane while they're doing Roche.
Yeah.
So-
Push the mid lane, go into bottom, and take that open racks. You can see there's a random illusion in the base already. Checking things out. Mind Control moving forward again. Mind Control out of buyback here, so he also needs to be very careful. In fact, it's going to be Team Liquid. That's the one approaching the Roshan pit, starting to amp up the big man.
And Ember is pushing out top lane, so that is also a ticking time bomb that Liquid have to deal with at some point.
Yep. Is that illusion in the base like actually doing anything?
No.
All right.
It is annoying for them, though. Burning is revealing himself, but trusty old Boboka and Exorcist are sitting there right behind him with a Black Hole or a Lotus Sword to be ready at a moment's notice.
Top wave is pushing out, and it looks like it's going to be StarLadder to be the one to deal with that.
They can't show, though. If they show over there, then...
Well, the ward's already spotted out StarLadder, I believe. I'm not sure whether he's invis or not. Now Mind Control shows himself up top. He'll surge immediately back to where the important area of the map is, the mid lane.
Very tense moment in the game, but I think time is going to favor of IG as they wait for those buybacks to cool down. Looks like Sven's buyback is up right now. He also has enough gold to buy back, and the two heroes who do not have buyback on the side of IG are Ember and Enigma, and Darkseer and Terrorblade on the side of Liquid do not have buybacks. A tense moment. Another
IG,
smoke.
Smoke again. I'm not sure whether the Observer across the river has got them out. They're walking up a ramp here. Smoke will break. Burning. Is he jumping? He's jumping on the backline. Two-man stun. But I don't think the Darkseer, or I don't think the Enigma could follow up with anything. In fact, Enigma in the middle of everything. Vacuum back in. He cannot cast his Black Hole at all. Black Hole. No Black Hole. He's dead. He's out of buyback. OP's going to get caught on the right side as well. Burning trying to go Miracle, but Miracle blinks back out. Slaughter self-yules. Despite initiating and stunning too, they lose the team fight because XSS cannot follow up.
I think it was Terrorblade that cast a reflection that stopped
No,
Enigma's...
GH
Oh,
also
GH
jumped in as well.
He did not pop his BKB earlier. The thing about Enigma with this amount of items is that you're okay with popping your BKB super early as long as you get the
You have a
blink off.
refresher orb too, so
It might have been worth just refreshing to blink up there. He needed that Black Hole badly, and he's down for 2 minutes. This could be it. I think it's it.
I mean, it definitely will be a lane of racks and then some. Now they're going to stream to the bottom side of the map. Wards are already flying out. No, they want to just go mid. It's low enough here. No meta, though, so it is going to be somewhat
Doesn't
slowed
matter.
down.
You have no Enigma.
Well, they are going to take the tower, and Q gets caught out. Q! Wait, that was a Thunder flying out. There's a Lotus Orb popping out. Looks like Q should be alive here. The melee racks, however, will not be alive as more illusions streaming across different areas of the base. Top tier 3 is already going down as well. Liquid will go down to take the second lane of racks here. Burning does not have that God Strength either, so Team Liquid might have been able to pull one out of nowhere, pull a rabbit out of a hat here with this game. Was so close for such a long time. Team Liquid takes a sizable lead. GH moving forward, very threatening. And in fact, he's gonna just go right on the Slaughter. Yules picks up Burning in the air, and that's going to be Megas if they don't react. Burning pops the God's Strength, looking to fight here. Melee Rex will go down. He sees Miracle, cannot kill, and now the Sunder comes out. Burning in a lot of trouble. Okay, that's going to be a pretty good bolt on top of Burning, but Burning, he is going to get controlled. The Lotus Orb and the Lincoln Sphere blocking some Sunder Grave though on Matumba Man. Matumba Man, Sunder again? Was that a Sunder again? I'm not even sure. And now the Melee Rex has gone. The Range Rex in trouble. XSS comes in with a huge black hole. Can they punish them? They do get a couple of kills, but that last Range Rex, with a sliver of health, XSS will refresh his black hole. Everyone's alive. I think IG has one last hurrah.
They're in an okay spot, I would say. All they used that fight was Sven, Buyback, and Refresher Orb and Black Hole. So that's not that bad, especially
They're down
considering
5
Roche's-
Raxes.
The strength of creeps don't matter that much in the lane right now. Ember is really strong. Sven kills them very, very easily. Kunkka can push out waves. Leshrac can push out waves. It's just important that they did not get Mega. They can do Roche right now if Sven wants to have a second life, and they can potentially just go for the game-ending push. The only problem is they do not have 2 black holes. I think that is the biggest problem for IG right now.
Well, there's no Terrorblade on the other side, so maybe...
Oh, yeah, he doesn't have buyback.
Yeah, that's going to be a big thing here. Nice pushback. The black hole does not catch Miracle. It just gets the Dazzle, but Dazzle, a very key member of this defense right now. Team Liquid will get caught out. Torn is going to be on top. Defensive Astral, but that means he won't have one for himself. OD going to get caught here. Burning gets yet another kill. The buyback will come. Great vacuum here, but they don't care. Terraform now under siege. Glyph we'll push them back a little bit here. OD sitting base waiting for GH respawn time. GH will also have buyback if he does indeed die again. GH moving forward. His Shadow Blade. Tier 4 going down very quickly. XSS.
There was a Blink Hex on the Darkseer, but he was already pre-surged.
Okay, he blinks back into, he's controlled somewhat right now. There's a Dagon on the Darkseer. Very interesting item though, and now Sven just hitting that building endlessly. Okay, there's a Hex going on the right side here, but Sven doesn't care. He's going right for the building. The wall is going to be dropped. Where's the vacuum? That's a 2-man stun right now, and Darkseer in a lot of trouble. He pops the grease for himself, backs him away. The rest of the team is very low. Terrorblade did get buyback. Oh, he's back in the fight right now, and I'm not sure whether IG can withstand all of this damage here. Burning. Going back in the fight, Matumba Man disarmed, has the Manta flying about here. Do they want to focus onto the Terrorblade? Terrorblade obviously does have the meta. He pops the BKB. He's now right-clicking on Burning as well. This fight is so tense. Back and forth they go. It seems like IG wants to retreat, and it will be a safe retreat, I think. No! GH comes back in, gets yet another stun. OP jumps around, and now XSS blinks back in. Does he have Black? Oh, he refreshes. Just refreshing for a stun, and that is going to be a kill. That is no buyback on the Terrorblade. GH comes back in. Miracle's still in the fountain. That's going to be yet another kill. 2 members of Team Liquid are still alive, but will 2 be enough? Blinking back in, he gets hexed immediately. Will it be a black hole? Yes, there will. They're jumping in, getting these kills, and Burning. They see Kuro on the back line. He wants Kuro as well. No, the throne's going to get focused, and looks like IG's going to be able to do it. Miracle survives, but it does not matter. IG forced the GG out of Team Liquid. What a victory, back and forth game.
That Refresher Hex, oh my goodness. He could have Refresher it and wait for the black hole, but no. That was a game-winning